What's up, everybody? Welcome into another EWE Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about John Wick Chapter 4. Before we get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you guys thought about this review, and yeah, let me know what you thought about this movie as well. So before we get into that, let's before we get into my thoughts, let's go over some data. Dude, you're a little heavy. Can't talk and have you on me. Love you. Alright, so let's talk about when this movie came out. So its release date is March 24th, 2023. It's directed by Chad Stahelski. The cast includes Keanu Reeves, Donnie Yen, Bill Skarsgård, Lawrence Fishburne, Hiroyuki Sanada, Shamir Anderson, Ian McShane, and the late Lance Reddick, who sadly passed away last week. It was a little bittersweet seeing him, just because it was great to see him, but then it was also a reminder that we just lost a great actor. And we also have a runtime in this movie of 169 minutes. And, guys, alright, so I've done a bunch of these reviews already. You know one thing about me at this point, I do not like movies to be too long. So I do have something to say about the runtime when we get to my thoughts on the movie, but yeah, 169 minutes is a long time. Alright, so let's move on to the plot of the movie. So, from John Wick 3 at the end, if you remember correctly, Winston shoots John and he falls off a roof, and then Lawrence Fishburne's character finds him and asks him, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to kill them all. So, we're kind of at the aftermath of that. John's going around killing people as usual. The entire organization wants to capture him and kill him. He has like a huge bounty on him. And in this movie, the bounty just keeps going up and up and up. Alright. So, that's the basic idea. Oh, and John in this movie's trying to find a way to get out of it. And there is one way of doing it using a duel. And he'd have to go against the main talking figurehead for the table. So, that's John's plan. He needs to beat him in one-on-one combat. It's a pretty cool way of how they get to it. I really like what they did. So, let's move on to my thoughts on the movie, guys. So, let's start with the bad. And there's really only one bad thing about this movie. It's too damn long. If you guys remember my Avatar 2 review, I'm always like, okay, if you guys are going to give me a long movie, you have to give me a reason for this movie to be long. And although I love all the action in this movie, it never justifies such a long runtime. Whew. I couldn't go pee or anything. I was just like, no, because what if I miss something important? So yeah, never left the movie, never left to go pee. I really had to once I got out of the movie. Ooh, that was a fun draining the main vein. But yeah, so that's the only bad thing I can talk about that movie. It was just a bit too long. Let's now go to the good. The action is insane! So, there is so many fight scenes in this movie, but they do not, none of them, like, there's probably like 7, 8, 9 fight scenes. Each one feels different than the last. Like, no two of them feel like they're the same fight scene. And I'm just like, how did you guys do this? Like, you found a way to make each fight unique to the point where it's like, oh, that fight when that happened, that fight when that happened. Like, you don't get any of them mixed up because so many different things happen in each one. I was just like, you can't make this up how good they did a job with it. And you feel for these characters. Like, a lot of people are trying to protect John. A lot of people die trying to protect John. It's always like, why? But then you start to realize because he's a really good guy. We've seen it in the other movies, but we have characters in this movie that don't see that, and they're learning it, and they're realizing why John, like, everyone gives him a chance, because everyone believes in this guy. Everyone's rooting for him to get his freedom. Alright, and there's emotional scenes in this movie. Of course, we're going to see people die that we like, and it's always just like, damn it, why did we have to lose them? But it works for the plot of the movie. And even in the end, when we've seen Donnie Yen's character and John Wick are actually really good friends, and they're gonna have to fight each other. You see that in the trailer. Like, they eventually do have to fight each other, and it's really cool seeing like two legends fight each other in this. Cause like, how do they beat each other? It was really cool. All right, now another thing is I've always loved the world of John Wick, like the Continental, all of that. I've always found it really fascinating. This movie keeps going with this. We see another version of the Continental. It's just, I can't wait for that show to come out just because I like that world, and this movie kept building upon that, so that was great to have. And then Bill Skarsgård, his character, such an asshole. such an asshole that I was just like, please, I want to see him die more than I've wanted any villain in these movies to die. And it was just like, oh, he had that prick nature to him. I'm just like, someone kill him, someone kill him, someone kill him. And it was just great to watch. I think when you need to have a good villain in these movies, these action-packed movies, and they found the right guy for it, and he did an amazing job. So those are my thoughts on the movies, guys. Let's now move on to my score. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10 for amazing. I want to give it a 10, but it's too long. It's just too long. I can't justify it where it's like, no. If you would have lost like maybe 20 minutes, maybe I would have given it a 10, but nah, it's too long for me to say it's a masterpiece. Whew, sorry that I'm out of breath. Alright. So, would I recommend this movie, guys? Yeah, I would say watch all the John Wick movies. They're all fun watches. But yeah, check out the movie. I would definitely recommend you go watch this in Dolby if you can, just because the music works so well with the movie that it worked for me so much. I would think that for a lot of people, it's going to be an awesome experience. Alright, so what am I reviewing next? I should have a South Park review and a new review for the new Mandalorian episode. Those should be out in the next couple days. But yeah, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you thought about this, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.